Hey guys, what's happening? So, yeah, I know it's been a long time since I made a video, so I figured I'd make a quick basic channel update and let you guys know what's happening and, at least get one out there. So, I've been hurting, I've had back surgery and just haven't really had any motivation to make a video. I've been off work for like 2 years almost and just been really down, depressed, and really haven't been able to do hardly anything. It's been hard to even carry a couple pounds. I haven't been able to move computers around. I've had to have my wife help me with everything. So I haven't been able to play with computers or anything hardly, and it hurts to even sit at a computer desk for a long time. So, but finally I'm back at work. I work from home now. This is behind me is my work setup, and I work with my Z800 workstation every day now, so I get to play with that every day. Um, but I wanted to just do like a little update with you guys and let you know that I'm going to start making videos again. And, I love talking to everybody, and I love the guys that are interested in the same stuff as me, so it's awesome. And hopefully I'll be able to interact with everybody more. And I wanted to ask you guys a question and see how you guys would feel about. I'm thinking about getting a good webcam, like one of those Logitech, the G922 webcams, and doing a live stream probably like once every other week or something. And that way I can kind of talk to everybody live and answer questions, and even maybe you guys can answer questions for me about different things, maybe stuff that I don't know, stuff like that, and just kind of conversate back and forth about the stuff we're all interested in, about workstations, networking, things like that. In the next couple videos I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get the water cooling kit I bought, which I'm going to show you here in a second, for the Z800 installed. I'm going to install another hard drive in my home theater PC and bump it up to 8 terabytes. Right now it has 3 2 terabyte drives and a RAID 0, and my Z800 has 2 4 terabyte drives and a RAID 0, and those basically sync to each other. And I know it's not the optimal setup, but even with a RAID 5 or 6, it still needs backed up. So I figured, why not use a RAID 0 and be able to use all the space instead of redundancy and then still having to back it up, So whatever. So I get to use all the drive space and I still have to back it up. So I use RAID 0s. If I had a lot more money to waste on drive space, then I'd use the 5 or 6, and it just wouldn't take me as long to rebuild it if one went bad. Right now if one goes bad, I have to rebuild the whole drive instead of being able to just chuck one in there and let it rebuild itself. So I have another 2 terabyte drive I want to throw in my home theater PC / server, NAS, whatever you want to call it, and bump that up to 8 so it matches the Z800. And I'll do a video on that when I do it. And I want to show you guys the Z800 because I've done a little work to that. I did a little work to that and I never did a video. I put a better RAID controller card in that. The one I had in there when I last did a video was just a piece of junk. It was a SATA 3 / USB 3 card, and it worked okay, but it was just cheap and a piece of crap, and the USB 3 didn't work on it for nothing, and whatever. So I got rid of that, and I actually got an LSI. I think it's a 4i4e RAID card, I believe it is. I'll put the link in the description below, but it's a really good RAID card. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $100 or $80 on eBay. I'll see if I can figure out how much it was. I put that in there, and it's booting my SSD, and it's booting. I have it hooked to my hard drive bays with a couple cool little cables that I'll show you when I break into the Z800 and do a video on that. That basically hook to. It's like a female, or it's a male to a female SATA adapter that hooks to the cable that comes off of it, and then it goes to the hard drive cage. It's pretty cool. It was really hard to find those, but I found them, and that's the only way you can hook them up to the Z800 hard drive bays. So I found those, got them hooked up, and it works really well. So now I have SATA 3 6 gigabit a second in my hard drive cages too, instead of having to use SATA 2. So that's cool. And so yeah, and the next upgrade I want to do on the Z800 is when I get enough money, I want to buy some Xeon X5680 or 5690 CPUs. Now that I have the water cooling kit, I can put those in there, and I also have the 1100 watt power supply, so I can put those in there with the water cooling kit, because you have to have the high performance. You either have to have the high performance heat sinks or the water cooling kit to be able to put the really high wattage processors in there. So I'll be able to do that, but they're expensive. So the 5680s are going for about 250 to 280 a set on eBay, and the 5690s are going for about 330 to 400 a set on eBay. So they're expensive, but eventually I want to get a set because it'll be banging and kicking some arse, once I get that in there. So that'll be the next project once I can get my money situation straight and afford that. So all right, I'm going to show you guys the water cooling kit, and I also bought, just for the heck of it, I bought another switch for back here. This is my office that I work in, and I ran a couple of 100 feet Ethernet cables back here, but I'm gonna run the one that I have a VoIP phone back here, and then I have my Z800 running off the other one, but I'm gonna hook it to a switch and then plug the computer into that, and then I'm also gonna have some more ports in case I need to run anything else. So I just figured I'd show you guys that. And when I hook that up, I'll hook that up, and if anybody doesn't know how a switch works, I'll show you guys how that works. But here is the official HP water cooling kit, and sorry I don't have a better camera angle, but it's kind of tight in here right now. I got a whole bunch of stuff behind the camera, all my PC crap that I need to clean up and do a little bit better job at. So alright, so this is what it looks like from the factory. This is brand new, never used. And I bought it for, I think it was like $175. And when they were new, they were $250 or $280. So, when the Z800 was brand new. So, but this is what the kit looks like. It's got everything included. It's brand new in the package. I'm not going to completely take it out, but here's the radiator over here. It goes in the back, and then you put the fan assembly on it. And here's one of that goes on where the processor goes on, or the heat sink for the processor goes on. And here's the other one right here. And this is what goes over top of it. It's just a little ring that you screw over top of it and put it on where the heat sink would screw on. Pretty simple setup. Not real complicated. And then these plug into your fan headers, like your heatsink fan would. And it's all set up just like your heatsink fan would be. So that was smooth. But yeah, so it's pretty simple. Pretty simple setup. I'm going to get that installed hopefully this weekend, and I'll make a detailed video on how it installs, and I'll do a stress test before with the factory heat sinks, the air heat sinks, and then I'll do a stress test, the same stress tests with the AIO cooler, and see if we get any difference. I'll run it for like an hour each. Because if you guys didn't know, with an AIO cooler, everybody, the guys that do the reviews on them, they only run them for 5 or 10 minutes. Water takes a lot longer to stabilize at the temperature than air does. So you have to run the test for like 30, 40 minutes before you actually see the results of the test. You can't just run it for 5 minutes. You have to wait, 40, 50 minutes or an hour to see what the actual temperature it's going to get up to is. So, and once it gets stable to whatever temperature and it stays at that temperature, that's what the actual operating temperature of it's going to be. So, I'll let each test run for, the air temperature test I could run for probably 15, 20 minutes. But the water temperature test, you got to run for probably at least 35, 40 minutes. So I'll do that. I'll let you guys know the results of that and see how it works. Even if it just makes it quieter, even if it doesn't really get any cooler, because the Z800 runs pretty cool as it is. It doesn't really run all that hot. My graphics card, when I overclock it, it runs hot. It runs like 80 degrees, which isn't that bad. The CPUs usually don't get over 60 degrees at the most, even when they're running full bore all day long. So even if they don't run any cooler, this should make them run quieter. It takes out the fans, and it just runs off the rear two fans that are running anyway. But it takes two of the fans out of the mix, so even if it just runs a little quieter, I'd be happy with the same temperatures with quieter operation. So whatever, so I'll install that, see if it runs any cooler, quieter, and I'll be happy. So, and then like I said, I'll make another video as soon as I can about adding the additional hard drives and show you guys how to set up a RAID if you don't know. And I'll show you how I transfer the data from here to over the network to the once I get the RAID set up, I'll have to transfer my 3-something terabytes of movies and music and everything back to that one once I get the RAID volume set back up and initialized, and get the NTFS volume set up in Windows again. After that, I'll have to take 16 or so hours to transfer all my data back to it again. So I'll show you how I do that. The video won't be 16 hours long, but I'll show you how I do that, and then after it transfers, I'll come back and show you it's done and all that, And then I'll hopefully start making videos on a regular basis again, at least once a week. So, alright guys, well, if you guys have any questions and, whatever, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you guys think about the live stream. I really want to do that. I'm not going to do like a formal live stream like some of these YouTubers do, where they get on and they do like the talk show every week. I don't want to do that. I just want to get on and chat with you guys, and you guys ask me questions. I might even ask you guys questions. Just kind of get on and chat with you guys and just hang out. Just like a hangout live stream, almost like a weekly or bi-weekly forum. Like for guys with the same interests. Like you guys ask me all these questions about my computers, and a lot of you guys go out and buy them after you saw my videos, and I think that's awesome. So just stuff like that. Just a hangout. So let me know what you guys think of that. Seriously, if you guys think it's an awesome idea, let me know, because if you guys do, I'll get a really good webcam as soon as I can, and I'll do it. So maybe I can do it next weekend or something, first time, and get it done. So, and let me know also if you guys would rather just see it on YouTube live or on Twitch too. So let me know, guys. So alright, we'll see you guys later, and hopefully I'll make that video this Sunday. See ya.